Hey, good morning. Welcome to an LA Life podcast. It's Wednesday, May 10th. Beautiful day here in the great state of Indiana, at least in the big town of LA. It's sunny. Going to be in the 70s today. Good stuff happening. That's kind of it. We were just down actually at the other end of the building talking to some of our ladies who quilt. And Joanne was one of those ladies. She was down there showing us this. It's huge, massive quilt that she's worked on. And so good stuff happening all around. Mother's Day this weekend. So hopefully you get a chance. If your mom is still around, make sure you give her a phone call. If you're close enough to her, give her a hug. Get a chance to see her. I know there are many people whose moms have passed and they don't have them. And so today or this coming weekend can also be difficult. But it is Mother's Day, and we will celebrate that a little bit here at La Fountain if you come join us. But here we go. Going to jump in. Just got a real simple teaching today. But I want to talk to begin with about preferences. So I have preferences, just like you do. So here's some of my preferences. I like IU over Purdue. I prefer name brand peanut butter over generic. In fact, I don't even think you can have generic. It's just not good. Here's a different one. I prefer a cheeseburger from Burger King, but I prefer McDonald's French fries over Burger King French fries. I prefer a campfire outside as opposed to a fire in a fireplace inside. I prefer Mountain Dew over any other drink. And I'm a nacho cheese Dorito guy, not a Cool Ranch Dorito guy. So I have preferences. And the truth is this, none of those preferences are really going to change the world, right? It's not going to change your world. So it really doesn't matter. But as I was working on that this morning and thinking about it, there's one preference that will change the world. And that is this. And here's what I have written down. I prefer Jesus for my life and my friend's life, right? That's what I want. My preference is that I want the people that I know to know Jesus. And there's a great story in Mark chapter 2 about these four friends who bring a friend with them to meet Jesus. Let me just read it to you. Mark chapter 2. And when he returned to Capernaum after some days, it was reported that he was at home, and many were gathered together so that there was no more room, not even at the door. And he, talking about Jesus, was preaching the word to them. And they came, bringing to him a paralytic carried by four men. And when they could not get near him because of the crowd, they removed the roof above him. And when they had made an opening, they lit down the bed on which the paralytic lay. And when Jesus saw their faith, he said to the paralytic, "Son, your sins are forgiven." Now, some of the scribes were sitting there questioning in their hearts. Let me just pause right there. You got these four friends. We assume they're friends, right? You got these four guys. There's a paralytic. They hear that Jesus is back in town and Jesus is preaching the word. And they're like, we got to get our friend to Jesus. And so they go and the house is full. They can't even get in the door. And back in those days, it would have been kind of a flat roof house. And there would have been just steps that would have gone on the side of the house. And so these guys probably climb up the steps, they get up above, they kind of move whatever it is, the thatched roof out, and they lower their friend down to Jesus. You know, I think that really very simple teaching today, right? As I wrote down, these guys heard Jesus was back in the area. They had a friend who needed Jesus. They did not let the crowd stop them from getting their friend to Jesus. They went to drastic measures to get their friend to Jesus. And their friend's life was changed by meeting Jesus, right? And so here's the simple teaching. Who do you know that needs to be in the presence of Jesus, right? Who is it that you know? Who do you spend some time with? Who do you hang around with? Who are you going to run into today that you may strike up a conversation with and find out, hey, they need Jesus? And then the second one is, who do you know that needs you to be Jesus in their life, right? Because we're not going to go to a building where Jesus is actually teaching. So you and I are the Jesus that they're going to see. And so maybe your friends need you to be Jesus. And then the third question really is this: what is stopping you from inviting your friends to be in the presence of Jesus? Right? What's stopping? What keeps us from going the extra step, the extra mile to get our friends in the presence of Jesus? Well, you can make a long list of what that looks like for each one of us. But it really is a question I want you to wrestle with this week. What's stopping you from getting your friends to Jesus? And here's what I believe to be true. Jesus was preaching, and I still think preaching changes people. And so maybe you're going, well, I don't know that I can say anything to them. Hey, all you have to do is invite them to your church. Somebody at your church is making a sound. That's really preaching, right? Is just making a sound for Jesus. Do that. Just, hey, I'd like for you to come with me on Sunday because I know my preacher is going to be preaching about this, and that they're going to hear Jesus. Or if you're comfortable, you can sit down with them at a coffee shop. You can sit down with them wherever you'd like to meet and just talk to them about Jesus. But what is it that stops us from taking our friends to Jesus? It's pretty simple teaching today. Hope you kind of wrestle around with that today and throughout the week. If you're looking for a place to go on Sunday, we're going to be here at 9 o'clock, 10:30 at La Fountain Christian Church. There are other churches in the area I know that you can also get to. There are people preaching the word, making a sound for Jesus, and lives are changing. There you go. Simple teaching on a Wednesday. Love you guys. Have a great day.